There are many questions being raised about the effectiveness of the current warning system in place for the state's flood-prone Guadalupe River Basin, where a flash flood threat is looming. Kerr County officials started discussing this issue 8 years ago in the aftermath of another flood. But as is often the case, cost was a major obstacle. And as a result, communities have had to continue to rely on an archaic word-of-mouth system to learn about impending threats. For more on this, let's bring in Avantika Gori. She is a professor at Rice University in Texas who is leading a federally funded project to improve flood resilience in rural counties in that state. Thank you very much for joining us, Avantika. Let's talk about the lack of access first to internet service in many of these rural communities, which would have allowed access to alert system warnings. Why has that not been addressed, and how expensive of a project would that be?
Yeah, so certainly we need to move toward thinking of widespread internet access as a public utility. And unfortunately, it's not just in Kerr County, but in rural counties across the US that we have a lack of internet access to all residents. So certainly there are new technologies, for example, satellite-based Starlink that can provide better internet access in remote areas. As to why it hasn't been addressed yet, likely a lack of coordination to kind of get the project implemented.
In your studies, I'm curious, would access to an alert system alone have been enough to prevent what happened here? What else is needed?
Yeah, so in general, flood alert systems are very effective if people know what action to take when there is an alert. So any sort of implemented warning system or alert system really needs to be coupled with a robust education plan so that all residents of the county know what is the difference between the different levels of alerts and what action they should take corresponding to each alert level. So without that really robust education plan, I'm not sure such a system would have been very effective.
Avantika Gori, thank you very much for your time. And if you'd like to help flood victims and the state of Texas in its recovery efforts, you can visit cbsnews.com/help Texas for ways to donate.